Hello and welcome back, Boxer1 here, and excuse me for having these just a little messed up, but today we're going to be looking at this LEGO set from 1982. This is Buzzy Bulldog, and it is a Fabuland set, a very cool old LEGO theme that they had around back then. It only has 8 pieces, but some very cool ones at that. And today I'm going to be showing off this stuff, the main pieces of the set, and also talking a little bit about the box, or lack thereof, that this set would come in. So without further ado, let's get into the figures first, then this thing. And the figure in the set is Buzzy Bulldog, of course. You may have guessed it by the name. And he's pretty cool. He has this very cool hat, which is removable. And you can put it on any of the Bulldogs or dogs that they have. A pretty cool little hat with ear holes for the postman. And he actually has a pretty nice head mold as well, with the circle around the eye. Now, this is the earlier version of Buzzy Bulldog. There was also a later one, which was similar to this set, but different in quite a few ways. I don't have that one, so I can't compare it here. But he has a basket on his back that you can put the 3 letters, which I'll show after this. And he just has a blue shirt and some yellow legs. Just put this back on for a second. And yeah, he's just a pretty cool figure to have. He's kind of goes good in any Fabuland world because he's a postman and they're kind of important. But yeah, pretty cool. I quite like him. Let's get on to the letters that he would carry. Now there are 3 letter pieces printed on 2x2 tiles, and of course mine are not in perfect condition because they're old. But the first one has a stamp with the letter 1 on it, and then Fabuland at the bottom. It's kind of like a little letter. And then the second one, maybe like a postcard or something with one of the cats from the Fabuland series of sets, I guess you could call it. It's also a TV series if you didn't know. But yeah, it has a cat on it with a pan, a loaf of bread, and a little set in the back as well. And then finally, the third one has another plane on it and is another letter. And of course, with having all those letters, you have to have somewhere to put them, and that place is the mailbox. Now, this is actually a pretty cool little thing. The top here, you may recognize as a big pirate's treasure chest top in blue, and the bottom is kind of like this weird little crate thing with some nice printing on it on the front letter and then like a parcel of some sort, or package, I guess. Parcel. In the underside, it can connect to things, so if you have like another Fabuland set, say I just have a big display of all my Fabuland stuff because I don't have very much. I usually just connect it like right here, and if it's not blurry, you can see how that would connect, although the window's kind of in the way there. Simple and effective. And of course, you can use these letters and put them in the mailbox, which is why it has this little slot here. You just drop them in there, and they'll usually fall to the bottom, although there's another hole in the back, so if you're doing it like that, you kind of have to be careful. But normally, put them into from the side, and they just fall to the bottom. And if you want to get them out, simply just take off the blue top and dump them. But we can also see that Buzzy Bulldog can actually hold one of the letters, or 2 of them, because he has 2 hands, and he can also put some in his backpack, which are very cool. And I believe there are a couple other sets that have letters, so if you do have Buzzy Bulldog and you have some of those sets, you can kind of combine them and make him the local postman, which is pretty cool if he doesn't fall over. But after looking at the pieces for the set, which I think are all pretty cool, I don't think there's a single piece in this set that I don't find kind of interesting, we can get onto this flap at the top that you may have been wondering about. And this flap is actually part of the packaging. The other part would be kind of like 2 of these combined for a large section down here with plastic over the top. I'll pop up a picture on screen if I remember, to actually hold the pieces for this set. And those were on a bunch of these smaller Fabuland sets. And you just simply cut off the plastic bit at the bottom once you got it, unpackaged. And now you could look at the cool backing as well as the inside, which, because it does flap up, you can see some cool little things with Buzzy Bulldog hiding in the box. I didn't know you could do that. I actually hadn't looked in that depth in this one specifically. That's kind of cool, actually. But he can hide in the box, he can ride in the box, and he can jump on the box. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Little description of the character as well. Buzzy Bulldog is a Fabuland mailman, is the Fabuland mailman, singular. He wakes up early each morning to pick up letters. Then he delivers the letters from his mailbag to all his Fabuland friends. Pretty cool little thing here. And it also says the year 1982, Denmark and Switzerland, which is where these contents were made. Kind of interesting back then. Only had 2 major factories, I guess. Did they also have one in the United States? Maybe, I don't remember. At least they used to. But yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed. I quite like these little Fabuland sets. Maybe I'll show off the rest of them, because I do have a couple, and I have shown off the only big one I have, which is the Country Cottage. But yeah, I do hope you enjoyed. Again, I think this is a pretty cool one, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.